I don't know. What's your thoughts about that? Like, children staying home as they get older. Do you think there's a wise decision, or do you think they need to get out the house?
Um, so I think I'm okay with my child coming back home, my children coming back home after college, as long as they got a plan, right? So if that plan is I'm gonna come back home and I'm gonna chill for a couple of stay there for a couple of years while I work and save money so that I could do what I want to do, and whether it's I want to move out, whether I want to buy a house, whatever it is, I'm okay with that, right? I don't think parenthood stops when your children become adults. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it certainly didn't for my parents, for me and my brother, or you all my sisters for that matter. So yeah, I don't think it stops, but I think just long as the child has a plan, then it's cool, and long as they understand that as an adult living in this house and you're working, you're gonna contribute something as well,
For sure.
you know.
Mhm.
For
So
sure, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that stacking, allowing them to get an opportunity to stack up and build their credit is a good idea
yeah,
if you really want to be functioning adults.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
not really a fan of just kicking them out. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you don't abide by the rules. You know what I mean? But other than
yeah,
that, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I don't get them flex like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're not gonna come home, whether you graduated from college or not. You're not gonna come home and just be sleeping till fucking 1 o'clock and not doing anything. That shit is not happening.
mhm.
You gotta be able to have some type of plan and strategy and um be it working and executing towards whatever the goal is. So
Yeah. I think one of the most irresponsible um, stances that a lot of black parents adopt is telling a kid that, yo, at 18 you got to get out of the house, you got to go and figure something
right,
out. Like
that's
Mhm.
right.
18 is like so young, man. Like, for a lot of people, man, a lot of my peers, man, like adulthood didn't really start until like after 25, outside of the,
Mhm.
having kids early and, that sort of thing, man. Like, you just don't really know enough about yourself to know what you should be doing or what you want to do, and,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, man. So I think that, um, I think that basing things on 18, comes from a culture of having a family lineage where you're going to, okay, we know that you're going to, you come from a long line of pharmacists, so at 18 you're going to work in the pharmaceutical, that sort of thing. But if you don't
Yeah,
have that sort of vocational understanding as a family, kicking kids out at 18 or whatever and just saying go and figure it out, man, like that's super counterintuitive.
yeah,
And I think pushing kids straight into college is counterintuitive as well.
yeah,
I think that people need a time. People need a period of learning how the adult world works, how precious money is, and how far money doesn't go. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like the process of paying bills, and like I would hate for my first process of paying bills would have been like a situation where I could have got evicted or something like that.
right.
So you
That's
gotta
right.
you gotta have that home to fall back on, man. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think it's short sighted when black parents say just get out the house at 18.
Yeah, you getting out at 18. No, you're right, Z. I definitely agree with that, man. I listen. To your point too, Z. If I could further it about the college thing, I think we live in this day and age, and I don't like the position of forcing kids into college. You know what I mean? Like if some kids, they're meant for it and others are not. And it doesn't mean that if you don't go, that you're going to be unsuccessful and you're not going to be able to thrive in life. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I know, probably 30, 40 years ago, that was the position. But we certainly live in a day and age now where opportunity is vast and abundant. and there are many pathways to it without, higher education. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have some type of awareness and want to learn about the thing that they're getting into. That's extremely important. You should be proficient in whatever it is that you're passionate about, whether you go to college or not. But the reality is that there's countless ways to learn about what it is that you want to pursue without going a traditional route. So
Yeah.
yeah.
When I went to college, man, like I hated school. So like out of high school, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the narrative was go to college, go to college, go to college. There's nothing else better than to go to college.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Not even knowing who you are as a person.
That's right.
Go to college.
Yeah.
So when I went to college, coming from Brooklyn, New York, and I was a wild child, I extended that in Norfolk State University.
Yeah.
And was a wild child. Drinking, smoking, trying to fuck every chick that moved. You know what I'm saying? With no car.
You said with no car.
Yeah, because they wasn't messing with me unless I had a car. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but that's the culture there too, right? Like everybody had a car, even if it was a broke down one. You had a car. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even have a hoopty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like just I didn't know how to learn. That was just me because I wasn't a good student in high school, and then I just extended that, and I was on my own because I was the only child. So it was. I mean, I had you and the crew, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't, and I had my cousins, whatever, but I didn't have that structure. So coming out there, like, and I'm free for the first time under my mom's tutelage, my mom's discipline. I wild out.
A few moments later.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
College sucked. You know what I'm saying? But no, college was fun. I just didn't know how to learn. I didn't know who I was. I wish I would have had like at least a year to like develop that and really just go towards that and have somebody that could speak life into that, you know? So that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, parents, don't force your kids. If I think it's okay to let your kid get out of high school and they say, I don't want to go straight to college. Just don't force them, especially if you notice that your kid might not be suited for college. Like you might just be forcing them towards something that
put them in debt.
Is going to put them in debt. Definitely, that's at the top of the concern ladder. But then also too, you just putting them into something that is going to be just a miserable time for them, where they could be using that time to be constructive and finding out who they are and what they want to be. So
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I don't put pressure on my kid. I mean, he wants to get into trade. He came to me with that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, as long as you're happy with it, as long as you have fun with it and make money doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But also like kids need to know what that means. Like I used to say like stuff back in the day all the time to my parents that like sounded good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I want to go to trade school instead. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, yeah, trade school, sounds good or whatever. Like just to get them off my back for a minute. But I didn't know what the hell trade school was. I'm not saying, I'm not saying bars is on that, but I'm just it took me so long to figure out like what I kind of wanted to do in life. And I still don't even necessarily know if I know what I want to do in life per se. If I'm like, if I was living the perfect life for who I'm supposed to be, like, what does that look like? I feel like and this is maybe a bit of a rabbit hole or whatever, man, but African descendants of slaves, man, like I feel like a lot of us are generationally tired. Of people that don't have reparations that everybody knows deserves reparations shouldn't really even have to work.